Okay, so to get us set for class, I'm just going to go through some of these identities, and you do need to know these identities, and there's actually a sheet on Blackboard that will help you remember these, as well as they are in your concept cards. So what we're going to do is use what's called a sum and difference identity, and it's going to help us find exact answers for trig values that are not common on the unit circle. So we're used to seeing the square root of 3 over 2, 1/2, square root of 3 over 3, square root of 3, ones and zeros, and variations of those, meaning positive and negative. But we're not going to get this go around. So what's important is that you know the sum and difference identities. So the sum for sine, this is alpha plus beta. The formula is you take the sine of alpha times the cosine of beta, and you add the product of the cosine of alpha times the sine of beta. Okay, so we've got a plus sign here and a plus sign here. Okay, now the cosine, or excuse me, the sine of alpha minus beta, same pattern, except it will be subtraction. So it's the sine of alpha, cosine of beta, minus cosine of alpha, sine of beta. And again, subtraction. So if there's subtraction here, subtraction here. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. Cosine of alpha plus beta. This is an oddball one because unlike the sine, if this is addition, this one's going to be subtraction here. So this is going to be the cosine of alpha, cosine of beta, minus the sine of alpha, sine of beta. Okay, so this is minus. And then cosine alpha minus beta is cosine alpha, cosine beta plus sine alpha, sine beta. So these are opposite. Okay, and you need to commit those to memory. And then the last, of course, is tangent. And this is a quotient. So if it's the tangent of alpha plus beta, it'll be the tangent of alpha plus the tangent of beta over 1 minus the tangent alpha, tangent beta. All right, so this is what we've got. If this is a sum here, it's addition in the numerator, but subtraction of the product in the denominator. Okay, and then look here, tangent of alpha minus beta. You've got the tangent of alpha minus the tangent of beta over 1 plus, the tangent of alpha, tangent of beta. So we've got minus here, and then plus here. Okay, so it's really important that we review or recall some of these values from the unit circle, and you guys did a really good job on this. So what we have here is just in quadrant 1. All right, we've got our coordinates x, y, and then our sine, which is our y coordinate, our cosine, which is our x, and then the tangent, which is y over x. So in radians, 0 is 0. 30 degrees is pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3, and pi over 2. So in terms of our coordinates, if you think about the unit circle in quadrant 1, this is 1, 0, square root of 3 over 2, 1/2, square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2, my favorite, 45, 1/2, square root of 3 over 2, and then we've got 0, 1. Okay, so that took us a quarter of the way around the unit circle. So then when you go through, you can grab your y's for the sine. So this is 0, 1/2, square root of 2 over 2, square root of 3 over 2, and 1. So the values are going up. Here, you're grabbing 1, square root of 3 over 2, square root of 2 over 2, 1/2, and 0. Values are going down. And then you have your tangent, which is your y over your x. So this is 0, square root of 3 over 3, 1, square root of 3, and then undefined. So typically, these questions are not going to be quadrantal, but you need to remember your family members here. Okay, meaning this is 150 degrees, 210, 330. Okay, 135 degrees, 225, and 315, whoops. And then 120, 240, and 300. Okay, so these are all the family members that we need to make sure we commit to memory, because anything can be asked from any quadrant. All right, so before we get started, we just want to go through some strategies here. And what you want to do is determine two common values, okay, whose sum or difference is the given angle. Okay, and for a given problem, there could be multiple combinations. But ideally, what's going to happen is you're going to come out with the same answer. Use the appropriate sum or difference formula from the top, okay, using the given identities. Evaluate the common trig value and make sure you simplify the answer with no radicals in the denominator. Okay, so we'll talk about some of this in class.